Hello everybody, it's Mr. Robbie here, and a little bit of a different type of video for you. A Christmas / Hanukkah video. Now don't go away yet. Don't go away yet. You don't know what this is. Horror movies. It is Christmas time and also Hanukkah time. This year Hanukkah begins on Christmas Day, the 25th of December. So to celebrate that, I made a video reviewing Christmas Evil and Hanukkah, which is also a horror movie, just called Hanukkah, nothing else. Christmas Evil and Hanukkah. And I made this video review and discussion several years ago during the pandemic. I never posted it here on YouTube, and I hope you like it. Now, I would like to also say thank you to all of my subscribers, and I will be back with more political type of videos, but as I have said in the past, I do videos when I have an idea that is not like anyone else's that I have seen, or a subject matter that anyone else has done that I've seen. And since it is Christmas time, I'm giving you a few Christmas presents this year, but I will be back with more political things very, very soon. Enjoy Christmas Evil and Hanukkah. So, I've got a couple of holiday-themed reviews, a two-in-one, a twofer, as they call it. The first one is a movie that I like, and it's called Christmas Evil. Christmas Evil. It is about a toy maker, well, the manager of a lower management manager of a toy factory, and he goes nuts on Christmas. When he was a little boy, he saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus, or close to that. And so little Harry runs up to the attic, grabs his snow globe, and this is where the craziness in his head begins. And so he gets freaked out because he realizes that Santa isn't real, that his father had dressed up as Santa Claus and was molesting his mother. So that drove him a little bit insane as a child. When little Harry grew up, he wanted to keep the Christmas spirit alive, or what he felt was the true spirit of Christmas alive every day of the year. He had Christmas Santa Claus pajamas, and his house or apartment or house was filled and decorated with all types of different Christmas decorations. He woke up to his alarm clock playing Christmas music, and this is what, in a way, kept him sane for a long time. The Thanksgiving before Christmas, one of the guys where he works asks him to take his shift in the factory because he's going on a second honeymoon or something with his wife, and Harry says, okay, he'll do it. So on his way home from that shift that he's taken over from this guy at work, he passes by a bar and he sees the guy in the bar, and he didn't actually go on his second honeymoon or whatever it was he said he was going on, and he got really, really steamed, but he kept it inside of him for later in the movie. Nowadays, we might consider Harry, the grown-up Harry, a pervert or a pedophile just by looking at this scene where he's checking out the neighborhood children through binoculars on the roof of his building. He wants to see who's been naughty and nice.
Come on, where are my little darlings? Scotty Goodrich. Good boy, Scotty.
Susie Lovett. Such a sweet baby. Oscar Garcia.
Harry also delivers presents to a hospital for children, and which is also a nice thing for him to do. So he's not really all bad. He just is really pissed off at the bad people of the world, the people who step on him, use him as a doormat, and the girls and boys who are not good girls and boys. By this time, Harry has really just had enough. He's just gone full-blown nuts. Come Christmas Eve, he goes on a mini rampage. While he's delivering toys, he steals from the factory that he works in and gives them to the good girls and boys, and he gives bags of dirt to the bad girls and boys. He passes by a community center where they're having a Christmas party, and they invite him in. He's dressed as Santa, of course, and they don't know anything about him. They just invite him in. They all have a good time. But he does have some words of wisdom for the children before he leaves.
But now, I want you to remember to stay good boys and girls. Respect your mothers and fathers and do what they tell you. Obey your teachers and learn a whole lot. Now, if you do this, I'll make sure you get good presents from me every year. But if you're bad boys and girls, your name goes in the bad boys and girls book. And I'll bring you something horrible.
So that is Christmas Evil from 1980. And I won't give any more away. You'll just have to see the movie for yourself. I like this movie. And why do I like this movie? Well, because it's an early Christmas horror. I like this movie because I think the character Harry is somebody that many people can relate to, being sort of a doormat. Sometimes some people are doormats all of the time, but I think that many people are, in general, get that feeling sometimes that they're used and taken advantage of, and you don't like to say no to somebody. And I think that's who this man Harry is, who he grew up to be. And he tries to keep the spirit of Christmas alive in his entire life. The difference between this character and real people is that he might be taken advantage of and maybe keep it in for a while, but most people don't take their revenge out and start killing for a reason or for no reason. He actually has a reason, trying to make the world better and to keep the Christmas spirit alive with, I guess, the ones that remain. I said that this review is a twofer, and we're going to move from the New Testament all the way back to the Old Testament, and which is commonly known as the Jewish Bible. And here's a little secret about me you may not know. I'm Jewish. Well, I was born into a Jewish home, and I was bar mitzvahed, and after that I was done with religion. The next movie that I have is related to that secret fact about me. This movie is, I think, and I'm not sure, but I think it is the first Hanukkah horror movie, and it is called, appropriately, Hanukkah. So a little bit of background. I do know a bit about Hanukkah. Here's a little bit of information for you in case you don't know what Hanukkah is and the meaning of it. It is also called the Festival of Lights. Way back in the Old Testament, there was a man called Judah Maccabee, and I guess he was the leader of the Jews at that time, or a part of the Jews, and he defeated another army and was able to take over what was the second temple, I suppose, in Jerusalem at the time. And he and his people were holed up in there. They threw out all of the Greek god statues and all of that. And they found that they only had enough oil for their lamps to light one day, to last one day. And the miracle was that the oil that they had for their lamps lasted 8 days. And that's why they have a menorah with 8 candles on it. And so they light, or when I say they, I mean the people that celebrate Hanukkah, light one candle every day for each of those 8 days. So that's the story of Hanukkah. Now the story of the movie is a bit different than that. Obviously, it's a horror movie, and it begins sort of like the Christmas Evil and some other Christmas horror movies. It begins in the past with a sort of flashback, and the flashback is of a man, and his name is Judah Lazarus, and he is a real nut job. He is torturing his wife and scaring his son, and he forces his son to watch him kill his wife, and almost sacrifices his son, and his son is named Obadiah. So the story is about Obadiah Lazarus. He is the, I guess, the anti-hero of the movie. And his main goal is to rid the world of Jews who are not keeping to the Bible, who are just doing things, debauchery and other things, not keeping to the word of the Bible. And he goes around killing them. Before I show you any clips, I want to tell you that this is a terrible, terrible movie. And there's only one saving grace in this movie, in my opinion, and that comes at the end of the movie, which I will tell you about towards the end of this review. So There are good Jews and bad Jews in this movie. And Obadiah finds some good ones, he finds some bad ones. And the bad ones, of course, he tortures and kills. Just like you would see in other movies like the Saw movies or the Hostel movies or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre type of movies, that type of torture and killing, which are things that I do enjoy in movies. But this movie is so terrible. It has terrible, terrible acting. And really, I think a really stupid story. I don't know. It could have had a better story. Maybe it couldn't. I don't know. As I said, it's probably the first and only Hanukkah horror movie, and it is only from last year, 2019. Well, yeah, just over a year ago. And I'm sure it got very bad reviews. I had never heard of it until earlier this year. And I beg you, stay away from this movie. Of course, there's one guy who tries to save everybody, and he's a super good Jew, I guess you can call it. But so the main story of this is that, yes, it's the killing. But other things that go on is there's a bunch of Jews and non-Jews, I guess. They get together to go to a party. There's a girl who is Jewish, and she has a black Jewish boyfriend who she just, steps on all the time. Invites him to dinner with at her mother's, and the black Jewish guy shows up, but the girlfriend isn't there. She decides to go to a party at her friend's house. So this guy, the boyfriend, is stuck talking to her Jewish mother and having dinner with her, and it's just really stupid. This whole movie is really stupid. Eventually, he catches up to her and at the party, and there's some sex and things that goes on at the party, and this black guy is a virgin, and he's really surprised. He thought his girlfriend was a virgin, and that's why I say it's so stupid. Of course, there is. I think that there is really too many efforts to be funny or clever, and just take a look at this stupid clip about a dreidel.
Next time you decide to throw a party, invite some single women. I mean, this is bullshit!
Oh, Yuri, who needs women?
Stop this.
Dreidel, I'm gonna make you gay.
I do not like this. Stop this, it's not funny.
Yeah, it's really not. And this is an antique, and it's my mother's, so if you could... Don't touch me.
Then you could play with it.
Let go.
Or you could have your mother come and say it.
And Super Jew Kid, I say kid, he looks like the guy who plays Leonard Hofstadter in The Big Bang Theory. Anyway, he reminds me of him. But he's just a terrible actor, this guy. So Super Jew, he finally finds out where Obadiah and his victims are, and he enters the lair, I guess you can call it, and all of the people are being tortured there, or they're already dead. He doesn't seem too freaked out about it yet, and he tries to reason with Obadiah and explain the Bible to him, which is really what you want to do with a maniac. Well, take a look at this. Pretty stupid.
Listen, what are you trying to do here? I mean, this isn't Judaism. Mitzvah 22466? You can't be in the same room as the corpse. Mitzvah 22567? You can't come in contact with the dead body. That's right. I went to rabbinical school to be a rabbi, but it just wasn't for me.
Shema. Bad Jew.
Okay, so I think you get the idea. This is a really, really bad movie. Bad acting, bad actors, bad story. There is one thing that I like about this movie, and only one thing, and it comes at the end of the movie. It is the performance of one specific actor. You know who he is. You've seen him in dozens and dozens of movies and TV shows. Many Roger Corman movies, if you like that old style horror, and also many new movies like Gremlins and Terminator. Here's a couple of clips to show you who I'm talking about.
That's the same Gremlins brought down our planes in the big one.
Big one.
That's right. World War II. Good old WWII.
The Uzi 9mm.
You know your weapons, buddy. Any one of these is ideal for home defense. So, which will it be?
All.
Let me close early today.
And that actor's name is Dick Miller. It is his real name, Richard Miller, Dick Miller. And like I said, you've seen him in many, over 110, 111 movies or so, according to IMDb. And a whole bunch of TV shows from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, I think. Sadly, he died just a year ago in January 2019 at the age of 90. Dick Miller, I think, is the only one who brings any professionalism to this movie. There is a great documentary with and about Dick Miller, and it's called That Guy Dick Miller. And you can find that on IMDb and find out information about that movie, and I'm sure you could probably find the movie or clips of it online somewhere. Thank you for watching this very long movie video. It is a twofer, so it is about twice as long as would be normal. You'll see me later.
So let the bells ring out. And let me, on behalf of the manager and all the employees of this theater, wish you the merriest Christmas ever.